Hello everyone. Today we're going to get started with the basics, which are numbers. And so with numbers, there are several different categories we classify numbers by. And the first one we have is natural numbers. So natural numbers is 1, 2, 3, and so on. So starting at 1 until the highest number you can count. And then we have whole numbers. Now, whole numbers are a set of natural numbers, but it just includes 0. So starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Now, with whole numbers, we then have another category of numbers, which is integers. So integers includes whole numbers where it has 0, 1, 2, 3, but integers also have negative numbers. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Now with integers, because integers is a set of whole numbers, which also include natural numbers. Now with integers, it's very interesting with integers because, as we know, the larger numbers is increasing, but with integers it's the opposite. So the smaller numbers are higher than the larger numbers. So for an example, -10 is smaller than -3. So that's what I mean by the larger the negative value is smaller than a smaller value. Just a little tad bit on integers. And then the next category of numbers that we have is rational numbers. So if you can imagine now, rational numbers are made up of integers. So rational numbers are any numbers that can be a simple fraction or a ratio. So rational number is 1/2, 3/4, 10 out of 2, and let's say 5/10. These are rational numbers. Oh, and also decimals. So 1/25, 1.30. Okay, so these are rational numbers. And then another category of numbers we have are irrational numbers. So irrational numbers is the opposite of rational numbers, where rational can be a simple ratio or a fraction. Irrational, it cannot be a simplified fraction. So irrational numbers can be like pi, which we all typically know it as 3.14, and repeats. That's what the symbol over the 4 means, is that it's repeating. And other irrational numbers could be, let's say, square root of 3. Let's say square root of 5. So just any any decimal number that ends up repeating would go in the category of rational number. So, a rational number, it does not follow the same pattern where it is composed of the others. So, that is the difference between rational and irrational. But we have one more category of numbers, which is real numbers. And as you can imagine, real numbers is everything. Real numbers can be whole numbers, natural numbers, negative numbers as an integer, rational as in fractions, decimals, and irrational numbers. So pi is considered a real number. Now, just to make this a little cleaner, we have real numbers, which equates to rational and irrational. Then we have rational numbers, which is composed of integers, which we know as negative numbers, and then integers is composed of whole numbers, where whole numbers starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And then whole numbers are composed of natural numbers. Which is 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So, if we take that and we think about numbers, those numbers, and we put those numbers on, let's say we put those numbers on a number line. Had to use that to clean that up. So we take that and we have a number line. Let's see. This is going to be 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 over here. -5. So, with the number line, we can see we have rational numbers. And we have integers, we have whole numbers. So, if we were to say, using a number line where whole numbers begin, I'm going to use a double to represent whole numbers. And then I'm going to use n to represent natural numbers. And then I is integers. Actually, so integers is this. Whole number line, whole number starts from this set on. Natural numbers is a subset of that. And then we have rational numbers, which is typically anything on the number line. And then we have irrational numbers, which is like repeatable decimals. And so I just wanted to do a easy, simple lesson on the types of numbers that we have and just represent that on a number line. And in the next video, we'll continue with the number series and go from there. But until then, let me know in the comments if you can figure out what numbers are these. So first example here, second one here, we're going to do, let's say, I'll give an easy one. Then let's say and I'll do one more. How about so let me know in the comments if you can figure out these numbers. All right, thank you.